So here we are, guys. First video I'm making in about a month. I've been away in England, as you guys would probably have seen, testing F1 2016, and now this is the first video I'm commentating over, and I just simply can't wait to get stuck into this once again. This is Pro Season Mode Championship, episode number 16 for the US Grand Prix. As I said, I recorded this video, just did the gameplay about 4 weeks ago, so I'm not going to entirely remember, the strategies and, what I was feeling at the time, but in a different kind of sense, it's almost going to be like a live commentary because I don't know what's exactly going to happen, so it should be pretty interesting here. So here we are for qualifying 1. Looks like we're struggling a little bit for pace. That's something I do remember about this qualifying session. For whatever reason, could not quite just find the sweet spot in this car. I tried a number of different setups in practice. The result there, P5, actually makes me look a lot better than what I am there. But in Q2, it's a little bit more reflective of how I felt the car stood in terms of the order. So we got P8 in Q2. So moving on to Q3, this is going to be a very interesting qualifying session because, yeah, I don't really have the pace. And we're just going to have to drag the performance out of this car. Maybe by taking some liberties with the track, I'm not too sure, but anyway, we're going to carry on, we're going to push on, we're trying to get the best lap we can. We are in a really tight battle with Mercedes and Ferrari at the top of the driver's standings. We lead the championship over Lewis Hamilton by 1 single point in this round, so grid position absolutely crucial in this race. So here we go, final corner, coming up to the line for our first competitive run in Q3. We go P4 there. But as everyone else set better laps, I think we've dropped down the order a little bit, back to P8 once again. And now we're starting our final run in qualifying 3. We've got our teammate, Daniel Ricciardo, putting pressure on us. And we've actually made a mistake. We locked up the inside front tyre, ran wide through turn 1. And our teammate has overtaken us. And we just got to keep pushing. This is our final opportunity in qualifying. So I've overtaken my teammate once again, getting in a bit of a battle in qualifying, just to set a good lap time. And when you're trying to battle another car for position in the middle of a qualifying lap, it's not going to be productive for you at all. And unsurprisingly, we didn't improve that at the end of the session there. So we qualified in P8 for the US Grand Prix, 5/10 slower than our teammate Daniel Ricciardo. But we are running with a stock engineer setup. That's the best I could grab from a setup around this track. So if there's any positive to come, it's going to be in the race with better tyre wear. So here we go, US Grand Prix. Let's go. So here we are for the race, for the US Grand Prix. Only 3 rounds left after this race, and we are in a titanic battle at the top of the driver's standings. We lead by 1 single point over Lewis Hamilton, and Kimi Räikkönen is in third, 2 points behind us as well. So 2 points separating the top 3 in the driver's standings. Unfortunately, we're not that close to the leaders, so we're going to need a monumental start to get anywhere close to those guys and possibly attack them in the first stint of the race. So we're going to have to see how we go. We're going to have to be aggressive off the start because we're going to be down on straight line speed. So we're going to need to make our overtakes count in the first sector. Away we go for the US Grand Prix, and it's good to be back in Pro Season Mode. A bit of a shaky start as we head into turn 1. We lose a position to the Force India. There's a Toro Rosso going up my inside, but I'm going to counter that by going up the inside of a few of the leaders here, and we're into position 6. So not too bad of a start so far. We picked up 2 spots already. We can see that's Sebastian Vettel and a Williams going side by side. We'll try and pick our way through if we can through this winding S's section in this first sector. We've got the inside for the next left-hander. As I get my words out, we finally get around the outside of Sebastian Vettel and into, I think this is position 4. So not too bad. Next up is Kimi Räikkönen and then the 2 Mercedes cars. We need to continue to march forward here because these are the guys that we want to be battling in this race. We're battling them in the championship, and we need to get the edge over them to make this championship lead just a little bit more comfortable as we head into the final few races of this season. So this is about lap 3 or 4 now. We can see Kimi Räikkönen making a move here on, I think that's Lewis Hamilton. He goes up the inside, and now I'm going to try and have a go at both of these guys. Maybe up the inside of both into the right-hander. And yes, we've got them. Double overtake. We lose the back end there, and it looks like something might have happened. There was a yellow flag that just popped out I'm not too sure if the two leaders there made a mistake, whether it was Raikkonen and Hamilton here. I think it was Raikkonen right on the outside, and he gets tangled up with Hamilton. Wheel-to-wheel contact. He loses a whole bunch of positions there. I think he's got his front wing intact, so that's the main thing there. But Hamilton completely squeezing him out of room. Not that he had much choice though, because I was up the inside of him there. So a bit of a racing incident. We were all a bit squeezed for space there. But Kimi Raikkonen turning out to lose out the worst there. He's probably going to drop to like P15 or something like that. So crucially for him, he's okay. He's going to carry on. And I'm sure he's going to make up some positions in the next few laps. So this is a few laps later. Is that Lewis? That was Lewis Hamilton. He went up the inside and spun out another Ferrari. So it looks like he lost his front wing. I saw some brief shots there. He lost his front wing, but that doesn't make sense because he was going... Honestly don't know, guys. I honestly don't know. Let's have a look at the replay. This is on board with Valtteri Bottas. He completely dive bombs Vettel, and it looks like he's already lost his front wing. Now, to me, that doesn't make sense because he's trotting along fine here. It might be a graphical issue or something, but either way, he's taken out Sebastian Vettel, and he parked his car briefly, but I can tell you he carried on. So he's going to make a pit stop at the end of this lap and continue on his merry way. So that's been a massive free kick for us. We've moved up a few positions there, and we've had a few of our championship rivals in the wars so far in this race. So that's looking really good now for us in terms of a championship prospect. I'm completely losing my voice now, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a little bit rusty with the commentating. But either way, we're going to carry on. This is Valtteri Bottas. We're battling now for P3 or P2 in this race. So next up in front of Valtteri Bottas is Nico Rosberg, who's absolutely running away with this race at the moment. We're kind of battling away here for P2. It's not helping that I'm just trying to defend like crazy, trying to hold on to this track position. I've just got no straight line speed, and I'm having to really battle in the corners to hold on to my position, and that's allowing Rosberg to get away. So a little bit frustrating, but in a Red Bull, at a track like USA, with that massively long straight, there's not too much I'm going to be able to do to defend from these guys as we go up the inside of Bottas once again. This is turning into a nice little battle here. The battle continues again, and Bottas flies past us with the help of DRS. No, that was Massa, and Bottas is behind him. It's a little bit hard to tell when I'm looking in a very tiny preview window screen. So Bottas is behind us, Massa is in front of us, so let's try and get in front of him if we can. It looks like he locked up going through the corner. That made no sense. And now he's going slowly on the exit. We've overtaken him, we've run wide, and we've overshot the corner. He gets back in front of us once again. So it's 2 steps forward, 1 step back for us at this stage. Just battling away, trying to hold on to P2 at the moment. It doesn't look like we're probably going to win this race. I genuinely don't think we have the pace to win the race anyway. So our target is simply to finish in front of Hamilton and Kimi Raikkonen, who had their own set of issues at the start of the race. So it's all about damage limitation in this race. Move on to the next race where hopefully we can attack a little bit more. So anyway, we continue the battle now with Felipe Massa. Put it up into rich revs. And as you can see, in the slipstream with DRS, we can only just keep up. Like, we don't even make any ground on him really. We're only just in a position to go up the inside at the end of the back straight there. So lap 17 now, coming in for our first pit stop of this race. We're going to put on another set of option tyres, I believe. So just following the strategy as we were, and I believe the Williams behind us has followed us through there. So not too bad so far. I can't complain. After starting in P8, to be in position 2 effectively is a bit of a miracle when you consider the kind of pace we showed in qualifying. And as you can see from the replay, this is Bottas following us in, and it looks like he needs a bit of a wheel alignment after leaving the pit box there. But anyway, rejoining the track, we can see we're in the battle here with a Ferrari. That's Kimi Raikkonen, who jumped us, I believe. And now on the outside there, that's Felipe Massa. So he got the 1-lap undercut, and he has jumped us for position 4, I believe. So it looks like at this early stage in the race, you probably want to be doing the undercut in this race. It looks like it's worth quite a bit of time around this track. And now we're just trying to make up for that now. But if there's any kind of positive to gain from this, we'll have fresher tyres for the rest of the race, for the rest of the stint anyway. So that should prove a little bit helpful for us as we continue to march forward if we can. And unfortunately, as soon as Massa got in front of me, he did not... Nice taking me out. Who was that? That was Bottas. Bottas took me out there. Thank you very much for that. As I was going to say before that, Massa pulled away, and now, just to add like salt to the wounds, we've been taken out by Bottas, and now our teammate Daniel Ricciardo, out of nowhere, moves into P6.
Fuel is marginal. We're going to have to go very easy to recover enough to see the race out.
So as you can see, in the last few laps, our race is going a little bit downhill here. There's been a few things that haven't been going our way. Lost positions due to the undercut to the other guys. Massa got away from us. We got taken out by Bottas. And now we are very much struggling for fuel here. So our situation in this race is a little bit critical. But if there's any positive yet to still cling on to in this race, it's that we're still in front of Lewis Hamilton. Oh my god, that's Raikkonen. We're still in front of Raikkonen. Raikkonen has just taken out the Williams there, who got shoved out wide by me. Not really shoved out wide, but he wanted to continue to hold it around the outside, and he lost out. But yeah, this is the situation of the race now. We're getting overtaken by our teammate Daniel Ricciardo, who has much fresher tyres in this race. I think they're like 5 laps fresher than what mine were, so there's almost no way I could defend from him. Who is looks like he's very easy on his tyres in this race. So anyway, continuing on, we've got Kimi Räikkönen right behind us now, and I really don't want to lose a position to him, because if he gets in front of me, then he's going to be level on points in the standings with me now, and there he goes, on the straight, with DRS. Can't defend, nothing I can do when there's cars who have much faster cars in a straight line. It's just free performance we're giving away on the straights every single lap. So frustrating. I think for the next career mode, I'm going to have to go for a team that has decent straight line speed. Otherwise, I'm just going to lose my mind. Anyway, end of the second set now. We're putting on another set of option tyres. I think this is... I can't remember what the race strategy was at the start of the race, but it's looking like it's going to be a 3-stop now, as everyone else is doing as well. So we rejoin on the next lap, and Raikkonen gets the overcut on us. And, oh no, he was in front of us anyway, so it's very close between the two of us. I'm going to try and jump in front of him if I can. And we'll see what happens here. He's on cold tyres. We can maybe got the inside through this left-hander. Raikkonen leaves the space, but shuts the door. That's so tempting. Just slowed us up a little bit, and I think all this teasing from Raikkonen, we haven't been able to get in front of him, and I think that was enough for him to maintain the track position. And now, with fresher tyres and a faster car, he's got away again. So as it stands right now, we just don't have the pace to match the likes of the Ferraris and the Mercedes. So we're just going to have to continue to, trot along in our own pace and just hope that, we don't get involved in too many, massive battles. Otherwise, that's going to allow the likes of Hamilton behind to really catch up. So he's now the ultimate focus now. We've just got to beat Hamilton now. He's the only championship threat now that we can beat. So we'll see how we go. We do have our teammate Daniel Ricciardo right behind us, who is on much fresher tyres. As I said, he's been very good on his tyres, and I think he's actually doing a 2-stop. As the engineers, that's what they gave me at the start of the race. I don't think I was able to do that kind of strategy, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe I was originally given a 2-stop strategy. But either way, and out of all this, my teammate overtook me there up the inside into turn 1, and now that stint is pretty much over. I maintained track position. It was the Williams that was behind me. He didn't manage to get in front of me. I think he might have been fuel saving. That's probably like the only reason why he didn't overtake me there. So heading into the final stint of the race now, we can see that's the Williams now coming out for their final stop. And right there, Lewis Hamilton. He's about 10 seconds behind us, and it's going to be a almighty scrap now with Lewis Hamilton, much faster car in the final, 10-15 laps of this race. He's going to be all over us in this race, trying to maybe claw back some points in the championship and possibly get to the top of the driver's standings, depending on where the likes of Raikkonen finish and what have you. So anyway, I think there's about 10 laps left to go now. The Williams behind me is only just staying in front of Hamilton, so I'm going to try and hope that he can stay behind me so that he can sort of defend from Hamilton as well. But looks like it's not really worked out there, has it? And now Hamilton is right behind us now as we go back up the inside of the Williams. Job done. But it wasn't long before Hamilton dispatched of the Williams as well. So now it is a straight up fight between myself and Lewis Hamilton. And believe it or not, we're actually fighting over position 6 out of all the positions in this race, it is P6, and it's looking like an almighty battle it's going to shape up to be. So anyway, holding around the outside now through the outside of turn 1, and we just get him back on the traction, lose the back end as we dance around his front wing there. Still holding on to P6. I'm losing my voice, I'm losing my tyres, losing every bit of performance in this car as this race draws to an end now. A few laps later, this is Lewis Hamilton. He was getting away and now he's getting slowed up by this car here. It looks like it's Daniel Ricciardo. It's definitely a Red Bull. So he's held up my rival so perfectly there, and now I'm going to try and hang it around the outside of Hamilton here. Ricciardo has some kind of problem, maybe into braking zones or something, but he's going very, very slow into braking zones, so we'll almost inevitably take him up the inside here into this first corner, and hopefully he can hold up Hamilton even further as the Williams is on the back of him as well, and we've dispatched of Ricciardo as well, so we've gone from P6 to P5 now, and we've got back in front of Hamilton, so that was a massive win-win for us there now, and there's only a few laps left to go now. Both the Williams and Hamilton going up around my outside, and I've just lost everything there. How I wasn't thrown into a wall after making that wheel-to-wheel contact with Hamilton at 300 kilometers an hour, I have absolutely no idea. We survived, and now Hamilton out of all this has overtaken both of us. I'm going to try and get back in front of this Williams because there's no way. There's no way. After the kind of race that Hamilton has had, I'm not going to let him finish in front of me. That's for damn sure. We get up the inside of the Williams, and Hamilton is breaking away. We're going to try and stay within that DRS 1 second window, but as soon as he got out of it, it was impossible to stay with Hamilton. He was so quick. He must have had fresher tyres, and of course, he's in a Mercedes, so when you're in a Red Bull, there's not too much you can do. Final lap. We've run out of fuel. We've just pushed the car way beyond its limits just to, maintain track position all race. We were trying to hang on to P2 in a car that was only good enough for P8. I felt like the 8th fastest car all day. And the fact that we're going to finish, in P6 is it? Or P7? is a bit of a miracle in the end there. So that's been the US Grand Prix. A very, very much so a damage limitation kind of race there. We were the last car on the lead lap. Hamilton getting a 5-second penalty there, and we got one as well. I can't entirely remember what it was for, though. It was probably corner cutting or something. It's a very long race, and when you've got strict corner cutting rules on, it is very, very hard to avoid, making the odd mistake and not getting penalised for it. So that's been the US Grand Prix. Nico Rosberg takes out the race win from Sebastian Vettel, and Felipe Massa rounding out the podium there for Williams Racing, Mercedes, whatever. Okay, so 6 points to add to the championship tally. I'm sorry if this commentary was probably a little bit disjointed here and there. It's been my first, return video to YouTube in, a month now, so I'm just a little bit rusty. So bear with me on this one. We've lost a couple of points to Lewis Hamilton. We've lost 4 points to him. So I believe... who is it? Who's going to rejoin at the top of the standings? I think it's going to be Raikkonen, only just. Lewis Hamilton will be second, and then I'm going to be third there. So 4 points now separates us from Raikkonen at the top of the driver standings there. So we are very much still in the fight, but what really worries me is our pace. Our pace from track to track is really quite variable. You never really know what you're going to get when you come into a race weekend. So hopefully the consistency can improve. I really want to come to a racetrack now and really attack. I feel like for the last few rounds, haven't really been able to push like I really want to. And I feel like kind of the strict corner cutting rules have sort of, brought me into my shell a little bit, trying to make sure I don't corner cut or anything like that. So it's going to be interesting jumping on F1 2015 for the first time in over a month in the next episode, so there may be a little bit of a learning process, but I'm definitely going to try out some setups and really get to grooves with this car and try and get the most out of it as we head towards this Pro Season Mode Championship finale. So that's been this episode for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I'll see you guys in my next video very soon. Just one final thing. I'm just going to leave a link to Opinion Outpost in the description. It's a website where you can fill out surveys and put across your opinions and all that kind of thing. And apparently you can earn money from it. So I thought I'd let you guys know about that. Just a quick message at the end of the video here. So, yep, just thought I'd let you know. And, yeah, hopefully next video we can really work towards that race win. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.